Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Kim and I'm the travelling surrogate. I'm now 38 weeks pregnant, carrying a little boy for someone who can't have kids. I'm well and truly ready to pop. In my favourite jumper dress again. This one served me very well during pregnancy. And here we are. Large and in charge, eh? I had some henna belly done at the weekend. Just to make the most of the bump. I'll come a bit closer. So we've just got some pretty designs around the edge, and a hot air balloon in the middle, a bumblebee, a couple of crescent moons, just some bits and pieces that I like to make the most of the bump while it's still here. It's quite monumental today. There are 10 days until the due date, so single digits from tomorrow. Very exciting stuff. The hospital policy where I'm at will let me go a maximum of 10 days overdue, which means hilariously I would be induced on April Fool's Day, and it can then take another 2 days to actually give birth after induction. So the very maximum amount of time being pregnant is 22 days. So 22 more sleeps until I can possibly lay on my front again. That would be nice. Potentially only being pregnant for another 10 more days is pretty cool. I'm gonna try and film a part 2 of pre-pregnancy clothes try on video, and I guess I better do that pretty quickly before I do pop. So I'm just going to dive in and go through some of the bits that I've been doing to try and naturally induce labour, because babies are considered full term from 37 weeks, so he's been fully cooked for a little while now, and if I can get things going, that'd be great. First of all, we have some dates, which I don't really like them. So the thing is to eat 6 dates a day, which these ones are actually quite small, so I've done it on grams instead, which works out I need to eat about 10 of these a day. Apparently it ripens your cervix, which, I don't know, it sounds like nonsense, but it's kind of worth a try. I was doing it religiously from 37 weeks, but I've kind of dropped off this week because I'm currently studying engineering. I have a really important assignment deadline on Monday, and I think subconsciously I've been not trying to induce labour in the run up to that deadline so that I can actually get this assignment finished. But I've been trying different things with the dates. I've tried them with pecan nuts, with bacon wrapped around them, a variety of different stuff to get them to go down a little bit easier, but they're just so sweet. They're like 50% sugar. So I'm gonna see if I can find some medjool dates, the fancier ones, because they might be a little bit more enjoyable. I had a very nice date in Dubai once. Not going on a date, date. Anyway, rambling on. Now the second thing is Clary Sage Oil, which smells really, really nice. It's kind of lavenderish. It's really hard to explain. If you've never smelt it, it's just a really nice essential oil. Like, yeah, lavender, lemony, very fresh. So I've put a few drops in the bath one night, I'm relaxed with that. I've been putting it in the oil burner most evenings, and I don't know, it doesn't seem to make the blindest bit of difference really. But it smells nice, so again, nothing lost. The next one is raspberry leaf tea, which is really pleasant. I'm not a herbal tea drinker usually because I find them a bit watery, a little bit meh, but this is really strong. It really, really tastes like raspberry. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit sour, doesn't need sugar in it. Brew it for 3 to 5 minutes. Now, midwife advice does recommend you're careful with this because it can actually make contractions stronger and I guess even more painful. So I've been monitoring my Braxton Hicks when I have been drinking this, and they definitely do get harder. So I'm taking it kind of easy on the raspberry leaf tea. There are some women that drink 3 cups a day in the run up to labour, but I've only been having 1 every couple of days. And last of all, colostrum. So I've been hooking myself up like a cow and expressing colostrum. Now, I'm definitely the exception, not the rule, because I can pump it. Most women find that they can only hand express colostrum, if at all. Apparently you can produce about 30 ml of colostrum a day, which is about right for me. I've been getting about 25 ml. Doing it every other day though, just to kind of give my boobs a bit of a break, because especially with hand expressing, actually, it can make my nipples a little bit tender, so I don't necessarily want to do it the next day. But that, as well as nipple stimulation, is meant to be really good to get those hormones going, to get labour started. So I have been hooking myself up, and I do recommend this machine. It's pretty good. Just got that on Amazon. And of course, colostrum is fantastic for babies. It's full of antibodies, so I've been freezing it all, which we'll take to the hospital. They'll store it in a fridge, and then it's all there for baby for as soon as it's born. I'd also quite like to be able to donate some to the neonatal unit for women who've had their babies early and possibly haven't been able to express colostrum, because it will just really help them have that extra boost and that good start to life. So I mentioned that I put the Clary Sage in the bath. Apparently just baths in general are meant to be pretty good. I like a good bath. It's getting trickier because I'm trying to prevent diastasis recti, which is where your abdominal muscles separate and then don't come back together after birth. You're not meant to like sit up too much using your core. So like I use the handles on the bath, but I still see my belly coning, which is where it goes like pointy. You can Google images of it or pop one up. It's really quite interesting. So I do enjoy a good bath, but they're definitely getting more difficult. And the last thing is the bouncy ball. Sitting on the ball, bouncing on the ball, rotating your hips, rocking backwards and forwards. Not only does it feel really nice at this stage, but it's meant to help get the baby's head engaged. So I do have a little while on that most evenings. There are some things that I've not been doing. So being a surrogate who doesn't have a male partner, there's a very obvious one which I've not been able to do, and that's having sex. Now, it's not just the action of having sex that's meant to induce labour. There have been some studies done to show that semen actually has stuff in it that gets labour going. But that's one that I've not been able to try, so you'll have to go somewhere else for advice on that one. I've also not tried castor oil because that is definitely an old wives' tale. There's no science behind that one at all. It will just give you diarrhea, so I'm not drinking any castor oil. Some people also recommend acupuncture or acupressure. Personally, I don't know, I guess I'm a bit of a skeptic. I don't really believe in a lot of these things anyway. I just thought they're kind of worth a try. But particularly acupuncture, just like, how could sticking a needle in your ankle make a difference? I don't know, it just seems like rubbish to me, and it's lockdown, so I wouldn't be able to do that anyway. I could try some acupressure, I guess, but I think a lot of those sorts of things are mental, so if I don't believe in it, it's probably not going to work. An update on baby. So we had a midwife appointment on Monday. He is still measuring large, which is good because apparently the baby needs to now follow his own growth line. So even though it's above where it should be on the chart, he's following his own line. He's still in the same position that he was in before. So if it is just positional, that makes sense. And in theory, according to the scan which I had, he should now be like £7. Is that right? He was 6.5. Or would he be 7.5 now? I don't know, he's getting bigger. I can definitely feel it when I'm doing my workouts. I was doing some heel raises today some like calf exercises. Oh my god, the burn. I can really feel that I'm carrying a lot of extra weight now. A lot of it's baby weight, a lot of it is my own weight. I've been craving carbs like crazy the last few days. Pasta, rice, bread, oh, I can't get enough of it. And cookies, carbs and cookies. So I think that is very much my body ramping up for labour, piling on some calories so that I've got that energy. Yeah, there's some definite hormonal changes happening inside me. I've been feeling a little bit more down. I've been more hormonal, more teary than usual. Throughout the majority of the pregnancy, I've been quite level. I've not been a typically up and down pregnant person. I was back in September, October, but that's because I was on a really hard training course at work. So that was more situational rather than pregnancy related. I think maybe a bit of both, I don't know. But yeah, I've definitely been more erratic the last few days, which again is just a sign that the hormones are all starting to change in the run up to labour. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Also at the midwife appointment, we've confirmed that she'll do a sweep at 40 weeks. For anyone who doesn't know what a sweep is, it's where the midwife will literally put her hand inside me and tickle the cervix. I don't know. Stimulate, I guess. Yeah, stimulate the cervix to try and get it to start dilating. I'm kind of hoping we don't have to get to that point, and that as soon as I've submitted my assignment for my studies, then I'll be de-stressed and then I'll just start naturally going into labour, because I don't love the idea of it. But if it gets things moving, it'll be worth it. And once I have finished my studies, I really need to crack on and finish the Positive Birth book. That's the only birth book that I've actually read, and I'm about a third of the way through it. It is really good for going in with a positive mindset, not going in thinking, oh my god, this is going to be really hard, I can't do it, but to go in thinking, this is what women have always done, it's natural, my body can do this. I want to do a quick hypnobirthing course as well, so I can focus on my breathing through contractions. I've meditated since I was about 14 years old, so I think hypnobirthing will be something that will help me to sort of breathe through the pain. So while I don't believe in acupressure and acupuncture, I do love a good bit of meditation, and positive mindset. So those things hopefully will help me go through with a pain-free, that's complete rubbish, and it is not going to be pain-free, but you know what I mean. So there are some little things that I'm looking forward to for not being pregnant anymore. There have been, of course, a few mild inconveniences being pregnant, such as not eating blue cheese. I love blue cheese. Not drinking alcohol. Who doesn't love alcohol? So I think, yeah, a nice glass of sweet port and some blue cheese, that would go down a treat. Laying on my front, that would be really nice, which actually might not be possible because if my boobs are really sore when the milk comes in, yeah, but we'll see how that goes. Exercising without a huge amount of weight. Really normal little things. So yeah, really and truly let the countdown commence. Hopefully not too much longer, but it's been a very interesting journey. It's been an interesting challenge, a really cool thing to do. I'm bringing a life into the world for someone, yeah, and I wouldn't change it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a like if you're feeling generous, and I'll see you next week, pregnant or not. Bye for now.